But first to Georgia's Republican governor, Brian Kemp. And sir, good afternoon to you. Want to get a sense of these two races. How tight are they, Governor?
Hey, good afternoon, Bill. I'm sorry, what'd you say?
How tight are these two races, sir?
Well, I don't think he can believe any polling at this point. There's so much focus on these two races. What I've been telling everybody is don't get distracted. Don't believe what's in the media. Don't believe the polling. The only thing you need to believe is going out to vote, talking about the Republican turnout tomorrow. I don't think there's any doubt the Republicans got to have a huge turnout on Election Day to win these two races. David Perdue and Kelly Loeffler have done a great job representing our state in the United States Senate. And look, Bill, we're the firewall here to stop socialism, to keep from handing the keys of power over to Pelosi, Schumer, AOC, and Bernie Sanders. And tomorrow, quite honestly, is going to set the course for the future of our country. And in many ways, hopefully save this great republic, this great capitalist economy that we have, and a lot of the great things that have been going on over the last 4 years. So I'm looking forward to it, and we're working hard till the end.
Okay, sir, on that note then, the story of the day is this leaked audio. And I know what you told my colleagues, Brett and Martha, last night, that it's a distraction. I grant you that. How much of a distraction, Governor?
Well, I'm not going to fall into the trap of this is a big distraction, because it's not. People don't need to pay attention to it. Nothing else matters for the next 24 hours. People need to do what the president and what myself and a lot of other people want people to do, and that's get out and vote for David Perdue and Kelly Loeffler. You know, one thing in politics, being on the ballot, being a governor, governing a former Secretary of State, a lot of times you just have to tune a lot of these issues out. Stay focused on the things that you can control. I think that's what Kelly and David are doing. They're out there stumping extremely hard. All of us are here in Georgia asking Georgians to turn out, especially Republicans, especially people that are in the middle that don't want to see an agenda of the radical left drastically move our country to the left. This will decide the balance of power, complete power in the United States. And I believe that Georgians are going to stand up tomorrow, have a huge turnout, and send David and Kelly back to the U.S. Senate.
Just given the 2-minute warning, the Secretary of State and his officials are going to come out here in a moment. You just mentioned you're a former Secretary of State. I know you've, well, I want to say you've crossed words with Brad Raffensperger, but you know the position well. And as governor, you believe that you could only do so much to counter what's happened in Georgia over the past 2 months and stand up to what the president says is an unfair vote. However, as governor, you could call for a special assembly. You have not done that. How come?
Well, Bill, that information is not correct. I mean, we have a constitution and laws in the state that I and the Secretary of State have to follow, and that's what I've been doing. A special session at this point is irrelevant. Our normal session starts a week from today. So the idea of having a special now, this horse has left the barn here. The electors have voted in Georgia. They're on the way to D.C. That vote happens, as you know, Wednesday. But to me, all of that is a distraction. We need to focus on the battle of tomorrow, and that is Election Day. That's turning out the vote for Kelly and David. It has been very frustrating for me because the constitutional authority on elections lies with the Secretary of State. I asked for an audit well over a month ago, 3 different times. I felt like it would give confidence if that was finally done. I wish it had been done sooner, but a lot of the things that people are asking me to do, I simply don't have the constitutional authority or the legal authority to do that. The good thing is, I think with the eyes that we have on this election, I know the Perdue and Loeffler campaigns have 8,000 poll watchers that are ready to go to work tomorrow. People can have confidence in the process. They need to go vote, and they need to vote for Kelly and David.
I'm crunched for time. I appreciate yours. I got a lot more questions. If you can stick around after the press conference, I'll bring you back and we'll hit on that point yet again.